So good morning students. Yesterday we have learned about the thyroid and the parathyroid endocrine glands. So these glands, they secrete the chemical messengers called as hormones. I have already explained. Today we are going to see the secretion of thyroid hormone. If it decreases, which type of disease comes? Then if it is increased, then what happens in our body? Likewise, in the parathyroid hormone, if it is increased in secretion, then the changes of the body have to be seen. Likewise, if the secretion is less, then the changes in our body will be more. So what are they called? Today we are going to see about that one. Then afterwards we will learn about the adrenal gland also. So the first one is hyperthyroidism. Hyperthyroidism. So the hyperthyroidism, hyper means high, thyroidism, thyroid secretion, higher thyroid secretion. It is the overactivity of thyroid gland that produces too much thyroxine hormone. So it is the overactivity of the gland, that is the thyroid gland, which produces more thyroxine hormone in the blood. The second point, this results in thyrotoxicosis. Toxicosis. This results into the disease called as thyrotoxicosis. The symptoms of this disease are nervousness, hot, moist hands, nervousness, hot, moist hands, hot and moist hands, elevated body temperature, increased heart and metabolic rates, increased heart plus metabolic rate, increased BP, blood pressure is increased, and weight loss. These are the results of thyrotoxicosis. This is the disease caused by the hyper secretion of thyroxine from the thyroid gland, and this results into thyrotoxicosis disease, in which nervousness, hot moist hands, elevated body temperature, elevated heart and metabolic rates, high blood pressure and weight loss. The weight is lost. So these are the symptoms of this disease. In some cases it may cause exophthalmia, that is protrusion of eyelids. Exophthalmia. Exophthalmia. X ophthalmia, that is the protrusion of eyelids. So the eyelids here, they will be protruded. Means they will be bulged. So this is called as X ophthalmia, caused by the hypersecretion of the thyroid gland. That is the X ophthalmia, which is nothing but the protrusion of eyelids. It can be treated with medication or by surgical removal of part of the thyroid gland. So this can be treated with medications. By taking medicines, this can be cured, or by surgical removal of that diseased part of the thyroid gland. So this is about the hyperthyroidism. Now coming to the hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism, that is less secretion. This is caused by underactivity of thyroxine hormone of the thyroid gland. It means that its secretion is very less, and it is underactivity of the thyroxine hormone of the thyroid gland. It causes cretinism. In children. In small children, it causes cretinism, means dwarfism or hindered growth, and myxedema in adult. So this lower secretion of the thyroxine in the thyroid gland causes cretinism in children, that is the dwarfism, and myxedema in the adult. Decreased hormone production results in lower metabolic rates, the body temperature, lack of energy, dry and thick skin, and weight gain. This disease results in lower metabolic rates, body temperature also lowered, lack of energy, dry and thick skin, and weight gain. This can be treated with supplementary thyroxine. Now coming to the one more disease, that is goiter. Enlargement of thyroid gland. This is nothing but the enlargement of the thyroid gland. This is nothing but swelling of thyroid gland as a result of iodine deficiency. So that is very important. This is caused by iodine Iodine deficiency causes goiter. The less volume of iodine in the blood causes this goiter, which is nothing but the enlargement of thyroid gland. Enlargement of thyroid gland. This can be treated by providing iodinized salt. So iodinized salt will reduce this. We have to take iodinized salt with our food so that the enlargement of the thyroid gland is not found. Decrease the level of thyroxine causes fall in cellular respiration rate. This disease causes fall in the cellular respiration rate. Cells produce less energy and become less active. Cells become less energy. If the thyroxine is lowered or the decrease the level of thyroxine causes less energy and less activity. The cells produce less energy and less activity is seen when the thyroxine level is less in the blood. Now coming to the hypothyroidism. Hypoparathyroidism. Hypoparathyroidism. The decreased secretion first we will take hyperparathyroidism. Hyper means high. Hyperparathyroidism means high production of the parathyroid. The increased amount of parathyroid hormone in circulation causes this disease. Excess secretion of hormone brings demineralization of bone. Demineralization means decalcination. The minerals from the bones are removed. It is called as demineralization. Now, excess of this parathyroxine or parathyroid hormone causes the demineralization of the bones. The protein matrix of the bone is also absorbed, resulting in bone cyst and elevation in calcium level in the blood. The protein matrix of the bone is also absorbed by the less secretion, the increased secretion, and the bone cyst is formed. The elevation of calcium level causes calcification of kidney, arteries, stomach, and lungs. So the calcium level is increased, and this is calcified in kidney, arteries, stomach, and lungs. It will be deposited in the kidney, arteries, and stomach, and the lungs. So here on it will be secreted, it will be stored. So the hyper level causes hyperparathyroidism. Now coming to the hypoparathyroidism means less production. The decreased secretion of parathyroid hormone causes fall in blood calcium level. It causes blood Ca level, fall in the blood Ca level, resulting in tetany. This is the disease, tetany. Tetany is characterized by low serum calcium, that is hypocalcemia. This is also hypocalcemia. So this causes hypocalcemia. The tetany causes the hypocalcemia, that is the low serum calcium level. This results reduced urinary excretion of calcium and phosphate, neuromuscular disorders, spasm of muscles and cramps. Spasm of muscles and cramps will result by the less secretion of parathyroid hormone. So this is hypoparathyroidism. Now we'll take up the endocrine gland, that is the adrenal or suprarenal. Adrenal or suprarenal. The adrenals are suprarenals. The adrenal glands or the suprarenal glands are paired glands. They are in pair. This is one, this is two. They are in pair glands. That is the left adrenal gland and the right adrenal gland. They are situated on the superior surface or upper pole of each kidney. Superior surface of the kidney or the upper pole of the kidney. They are situated. They are placed or they are present on the superior surface or the upper pole of kidney. They are highly vascular and yellowish pink in color. The right suprarenal gland is pyramidal in shape, look like a cap on the kidney. So this is the right adrenal gland which is pyramidal in shape. The shape of two are different. So you can see the difference in the shape. The right adrenal gland is somewhat pyramidal in shape and both are highly vascular and yellowish pink in color. They are highly vascular and yellowish pink in color. The right one is pyramidal in shape, looks like the cap on the kidney. This looks like the cap of the kidney. The left suprarenal gland is semilunar in shape, semilunar, round one like this, whereas the other one is like this. So the left suprarenal gland is semilunar in shape. They are 4 cm and 4 cm long, 4 into 3, 4 long, 4 cm long and 3 cm thick, and weigh about 5 grams. Weight is 5 grams. The blood supply is through 3 sets of arteries. The first one is a superior suprarenal artery, branch of inferior phrenic artery. The middle one is suprarenal artery, middle suprarenal artery, direct branch of abdominal aorta, and the third one is inferior suprarenal artery, comes from renal artery. So the three are there. The first one is suprarenal artery, superior suprarenal artery, superior suprarenal artery. The second one is middle suprarenal artery. And the third one is inferior suprarenal artery. All these three are different branches. The first one, superior suprarenal artery, is a branch of phrenic artery. Phrenic artery. Branch of abdominal aorta. Abdominal aorta. And this is renal artery. So the superior suprarenal artery is the first one, which is a branch of phrenic artery. Middle suprarenal artery, which is a branch of abdominal aorta. Then inferior suprarenal artery, which is the part of the renal artery. So all these three, they supply the blood to the suprarenal glands. Now coming to the histology, that is the histology, the adrenal glands are surrounded by an outer connective tissue capsule. So this is the capsule here. You can see suprarenal capsule which is covered, and it is connective tissue capsule, and a cortex and a medulla. Capsule, cortex and medulla, three portions are there. Now the arteries and veins enter the gland at different sites, whereas veins leave through hilum. So veins only leave through hilum, or otherwise the arteries veins they move inside the gland in anywhere here, and the nerves move only in hilum. The outer cortex and the inner medulla are functional portions of the gland. The outer cortex and the inner medulla are functional. Cortex is yellowish in color. Functionally, cortex is divided into three regions. The first one is zona glomerulosa, then zona fasciculata, zona reticularis. Three zones are present in the cortex. This is the first zone, this is the second zone, this is the third zone. First, second, and this is third. So three zones are present in the cortex. The lowermost zone, the outermost zone, that is the zona glomerulosa, made up of polyhedral cells. Here the cells are polyhedral, occur as small clusters. They occur in small clusters here. Polyhedral cells. Middle zone is zona fasciculata, thicker layer with large polyhedral cells arranged in long columns. They are arranged in long columns here. They are also polyhedral cells with cyanosomes in between. The inner zone, zona reticularis, cells arranged in the form of network here. So here, third one, zona reticularis, the cells are arranged in the form of network. Medulla is dark in color, lies in the center of the gland. Medulla is dark in color, lies in the center of the gland with large ovoid and columnar chromophene cells which are grouped into clumps around the blood vessels. Here the blood vessels will be there and the cells are arranged or grouped together around the blood vessels. Functions. The hormones produced by suprarenal cortex are derived from cholesterol and called steroids. The hormones of adrenal gland, adrenal gland or the suprarenal gland are called steroids. The cortex produces cholesterol content steroids. They are nothing but hormones. So, the hormones of the adrenal gland or the suprarenal gland are called steroids derived from the cholesterol. Now, cortex, zona glomerulosa, the first zone. Which type of hormone it produces? We see the first zone, that is the zona glomerulosa. Zona glomerulosa, the first zone, produces or secretes mineralocorticoids called aldosterone. That is mineralocorticoids. Aldosterone. Aldosterone regulates sodium and potassium balance, sodium and potassium balance, fluid electrolyte balance, and maintains osmotic pressure, major role in, it plays a major role in stress tolerance. Now, in the cortex, there are three layers present. They are called as zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata, zona reticularis. So, the zona glomerulosa produces a mineralocorticoid called as the aldosterone. This is the aldosterone hormone, which has four functions. It balances the sodium and calcium level in the blood, and electrolyte balance is found in the fluid. It balances the electrolytes in the fluid. It maintains the osmotic pressure of the cell. It plays a very important role in stress tolerance. When we get the stress, then the tolerance capacity is given up by this aldosterone hormone. So these are the hormones. This is the first hormone, aldosterone, which is the first hormone produced by zona glomerulosa. Now coming to the second zone, zona fasciculata. Zona fasciculata produces and secretes group of hormones called glycocorticoids. Group of hormones. Group of hormones. The chief glucocorticoid is cortisol. This is the hormone, cortisol. Glucocorticoids are life-saving hormones. They are nothing but life-saving hormones. They are life-saving hormones. Glucocorticoids are the life-saving hormones. These hormones stimulate carbohydrate metabolism, that is glucogenesis, lipid metabolism, lipolysis, and protein metabolism, that is proteolysis. Same, this hormone stimulates the breakdown of the carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. It regulates the cardiovascular system and the kidney function. It also acts as an anti-inflammatory agent. It also decreases glucose utilization by tissues, which leads to increased blood glucose level. Now, these are the functions of this cortisol. This is the second one, cortisol, which regulates or stimulates the carbohydrate, protein, and lipid metabolisms. It regulates the cardiovascular system and the kidney functions. It acts as an anti-inflammatory agent, and it decreases the glucose utilization by the tissues, which lead to increased blood glucose level. Now coming to the last zone, that is zona reticularis. This zone secretes small amount of sex hormone called androgen. Androgen in small quantity. It is a sex hormone. It is a sex hormone, and also estrogen. It also secretes estrogen. Androgen and estrogen are secreted by this zone. These gonadotrophins, or the sex organs, influence sexual growth and development, such as growth of axial, pubic, and facial hair during puberty. During puberty, all the sexual organs should be mature. ಮೀಸೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಬಣ್ಣ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಮಾತುಗಳು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ದಿಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಆಂಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಸ್ಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ದೇ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟ್. ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಯೂಬರ್ಟಿ, ಯೌವನ ಪ್ರಾಯ ಬರುವಾಗ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಾಡಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಮೇಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಗಂಡು ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಗಂಡಸಿನ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ಮೀಸೆ ಬರೋದು, ಗಡ್ಡ ಬರೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೂದಲು ಬೆಳೆಯುವುದು. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಆಂಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಸ್ಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಯೌವನ ಪ್ರಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಿಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿ ಮೆಡುಲಾ. Coming to medulla, that is the inner zone there. It secretes two hormones. The first one is adrenaline, which is also called as epinephrine. Second one is noradrenaline. That is norepinephrine. Norepinephrine. So two hormones are produced by the medulla. It produces two hormones. One is the adrenaline, second is noradrenaline. Now, these hormones are called as emergency hormones. They are called as emergency hormones. Two are called emergency hormones because they are secreted in response to stress and emergency conditions. During stress and in emergency conditions, these hormones are